For many of us, retirement is the ultimate finish line. It's that long-awaited chapter where we finally have the time and the resources to buy the dream machine we've wanted since our 20s. It's a time to reclaim a sense of freedom and revisit the open road. However, there is a sobering reality that often goes unmentioned in the glossy brochures. Statistics show that the 40 and older age group now makes up a staggering 53% of motorcyclist fatalities. Often, this involves returning riders, those of us who rode when we were younger but may have spent the last 20 years in a suburban SUV. Many of these riders skip refresher training and jump immediately onto motorcycles with much larger engine displacements and significantly higher weights than anything they handled in their youth. While these bikes look incredible, they can be surprisingly dangerous if they don't match your current physical strength, balance, or reflex speed. Today, we're counting down 13 motorcycles that older riders should generally avoid. We're looking at machines that may be too heavy, too tall, or simply too powerful for a safe and relaxing retirement ride. If you want to keep the shiny side up and enjoy your riding years without a trip to the emergency room, pay close attention. We start our list with a heavyweight V-twin that feels like a ship in a harbor, but can become a physical nightmare the moment you slow down. Number 13. Kawasaki Vulcan 1700 Voyager. The Kawasaki Vulcan 1700 Voyager is a traditional V-twin full-dresser designed specifically for the long haul. In the world of luxury touring, the Voyager is often seen as a more affordable alternative to American heavyweights, but it certainly doesn't skimp on the bulk. For an older rider, the Voyager's primary challenge is its heavyweight architecture. This is a bike that tips the scales with a presence that demands respect. At highway speeds, the weight provides a certain planted feel, which is great for stability against crosswinds. However, the moment you slow down to navigate a gas station or a crowded parking lot, the physics of the machine change entirely. Fully loaded with a passenger and gear, you are managing nearly 900 pounds of mass. If your leg strength or balance isn't what it used to be, managing this mass can be physically taxing. One of the most common ways older riders get injured isn't at 60 miles per hour, but at 2 miles per hour, when a heavy bike begins to tip and they try to catch it, leading to torn muscles or even broken bones. The next bike on our list is a luxury titan with more storage than some small cars, but that storage comes with a massive penalty in the corners. Number 12. Yamaha Star Venture TC. The Yamaha Star Venture Transcontinental TC is a massive machine featuring a 113 cubic inch V-twin engine. It's famous for its incredible 37.3 gallons of storage space, which is perfect for cross-country trips. However, for a senior rider, that storage translates to a very wide and heavy rear end that can be difficult to manage. One owner who test rode the Star Venture noted that while it has all the bells and whistles, GPS, Bluetooth, and heated seats, it feels clunkier and bigger than many of its rivals. Real-world riding reveals that if you try to maintain anything beyond a relaxed pace, you may find yourself dragging hard parts in the corners. For an older rider who might have slower reaction times, a bike that scrapes its floorboards early can be startling and can lead to mid-corner panic. Furthermore, owners have reported that the engine heat can be unbearable on warm days, which leads to rapid rider fatigue, a major safety risk for older enthusiasts. Number 11. Indian Roadmaster. The Indian Roadmaster is a beautiful, chrome-laden pinnacle of American luxury touring. It is designed to be a big six-gun on the highway, but that power comes at a cost. The Roadmaster is a full-dresser, meaning it is packed with fairings, luggage, and electronics that push its weight into the top tier of the market. For older riders, the primary concern is the combination of weight and engine heat. Like many large V-twins, the Roadmaster produces significant heat that radiates directly onto the rider's legs. For those with joint pain or circulation issues, sitting on a vibrating, 900-pound heater in stop-and-go traffic is the opposite of a relaxing retirement. While it offers a plush ride on the interstate, its locomotive-like presence requires a high degree of skill and physical strength to manage safely in city traffic. Another important factor many riders overlook is slow-speed confidence. Motorcycles like the Roadmaster demand precise clutch control and steady balance when moving through tight urban environments. Even small mistakes at low speeds can feel amplified due to the bike's mass, making routine situations like traffic lights or crowded intersections more mentally demanding. The Roadmaster also requires careful planning before every stop. Riders must always be aware of road surface conditions, slopes, and footing position. Parking on uneven pavement or gravel can quickly turn into a difficult situation, especially when trying to stabilize the motorcycle while fully stopped. Over time, this constant need for attention and physical control can reduce overall riding confidence. For seniors who simply want a relaxed and stress-free riding experience, managing such a large and demanding motorcycle may take away from the enjoyment that touring is meant to provide. And while the Roadmaster remains an impressive symbol of touring luxury, its demanding nature means it may not be the most practical or confidence-inspiring choice for many older riders. This next bike is a sport touring legend, but its sluggish steering in the parking lot can catch even experienced riders off guard. Number 10. Kawasaki Concours 14. The Kawasaki Concours 14, or GTR 1400, is a sport touring beast built around a massive 1,352 cubic centimeters engine. It's a bike that eats highways for breakfast, but it can be a literal handful for the older rider. The first major hurdle is the mass. Fully fueled and loaded with its standard saddlebags, the Concours tips the scales at over 690 pounds. At highway speeds, this weight provides great stability, but at parking lot speeds, the steering can feel sluggish and heavy. If you find yourself in tight traffic or performing a U-turn on a narrow road, this bike may not be ideal. Another factor is the heat. This high-performance inline-four produces noticeable heat at stops, which can be physically draining during summer rides. For a rider looking for a low-stress tour, sitting on a 690-pound furnace in traffic can lead to rapid fatigue. While it's a robust machine, the combination of its mass and the heat it generates makes it a demanding partner for long-term ownership. The next motorcycle offers German precision and 6 cylinders of power, but it has a twitchy personality that requires your full attention at all times. Another challenge comes from the bike's aggressive sport-oriented design. Unlike traditional cruisers that prioritize relaxed ergonomics, the Concours places the rider in a more forward-leaning position. Over longer rides, this posture can place additional pressure on the wrists, shoulders, and lower back, especially for riders who prefer a more upright and relaxed seating position. The Concours 14 also delivers extremely responsive acceleration, which, while exciting, requires precise throttle control. Sudden or unintended throttle input can cause the bike to surge forward quickly, which may feel overwhelming for riders who prioritize smooth and predictable power delivery. Additionally, the tall and wide bodywork can make the motorcycle feel physically intimidating, especially when maneuvering in confined spaces. For many older riders, simply moving the motorcycle in and out of a garage or adjusting its position while parked can require more effort than expected. While the Concours 14 remains an impressive sport touring machine with exceptional highway performance, its demanding ergonomics, sharp responsiveness, and physical presence can make it less forgiving and more challenging for riders seeking a comfortable and manageable long-term companion. And the next motorcycle on this list introduces an entirely different kind of challenge that many riders don't anticipate until it's too late. Number 9. BMW K1600 GTL. Next up is the BMW K1600 GTL. On paper, it's a masterpiece, a silky smooth 6-cylinder engine and every electronic aid imaginable. BMW marketed it as a shark, not a whale, to highlight its agility. However, for an older rider, this shark can be quite predatory. The GTL weighs approximately 787 pounds fully fueled. One of its most reported challenges is high-speed stability. Owners and reviewers have noted that the BMW can twitch and bob in a straight line on irregular pavement or in crosswinds, requiring the rider's full attention at all times just to stay stable. For a rider looking for a relaxing tour, having a bike that twitches like an anxious thoroughbred can be mentally and physically draining over long distances. Additionally, because the BMW sits up higher, handling at extremely slow speeds can be more work. You might think the most famous touring bike in the world is the safest bet, but its new tech-heavy dashboard can be a dangerous distraction. Another important factor is how the bike responds to external forces like wind and road imperfections. Due to its tall profile and elevated riding position, the GTL can feel more exposed to sudden gusts of wind, especially when passing large trucks or riding on open highways. These unexpected movements require quick corrections from the rider, which can increase both mental workload and physical fatigue over time. The motorcycle's wide body and long wheelbase also demand careful planning when navigating confined areas. Tight turns, narrow streets, or crowded parking lots can require more deliberate control, and even experienced riders may need extra time and attention to maneuver safely. Additionally, the GTL's premium touring features, while impressive, also contribute to its physical complexity. Managing its advanced systems, weight transfer, and balance requires familiarity and confidence. For riders who prefer simplicity and predictability, this level of sophistication can feel overwhelming rather than reassuring. Over extended rides, this constant need for control and awareness can reduce the sense of relaxation that touring motorcycles are meant to provide. Instead of effortlessly enjoying the journey, the rider may find themselves continuously managing the motorcycle's behavior. While the BMW K1600 GTL remains an engineering marvel with exceptional performance and luxury, its demanding stability characteristics, tall stance, and physical presence can make it a challenging companion for older riders seeking comfort, confidence, and ease of handling. And the next motorcycle on this list introduces a completely different kind of challenge that becomes most noticeable the moment the bike comes to a stop. Number 8. Honda Goldwing, 6th generation. The Honda Goldwing is the undisputed king of motorcycles for long-distance luxury. While the newest generation, introduced in 2018, lost about 85 pounds, don't let that fool you, it is still a massive machine. Depending on the options, the newer Goldwing tips the scales between 805 and 844 pounds wet. While it has an ultra-low center of gravity that makes it feel stable once you're moving, that weight doesn't disappear. If the bike begins to tip even slightly while you're stopped, it can quickly become too heavy to catch. Furthermore, the complexity of the modern Goldwing can be overwhelming. It features a tech-heavy cockpit with a 7-inch TFT display and complex menu systems. For an older rider who wants to focus on the road, navigating these interfaces while riding can be a dangerous distraction. While it is a model of automotive-like stability, the sheer mass and technological density mean it may not be the best choice for someone looking for simplicity in their golden years. We're just getting started with the heavy hitters. If you're finding this guide helpful, hit that subscribe button. We're here to help you stay safe on two wheels so you can keep riding for decades to come. Now, let's get back to the countdown. Our next entry isn't a touring bike at all, but its seat height makes it a no-go for anyone worried about their balance. Number 7. Harley-Davidson Pan America. Harley-Davidson recently entered the adventure touring market with the Pan America. While it's a technological marvel, it presents unique challenges for older riders who may be returning to the sport. The primary issue here is the seat height. Adventure bikes are designed to be tall for ground clearance. For riders who may have lost some flexibility in their hips or knees, just getting on and off this bike can be a struggle. If you can't firmly plant both feet on the ground at a stop, managing a top-heavy motorcycle becomes a high-stakes balancing act. While Harley offers an adaptive ride height system, the Pan America still has a significant learning curve. Handling a heavy bike off-road requires a level of physical strength and reaction speed that can be taxing for a senior rider. This next Harley looks like a classic cruiser, but its massive rear tire makes it one of the most difficult bikes to turn in tight spaces. Number 6. Harley-Davidson Breakout. The Harley-Davidson Breakout is all about style. It's long, low, and aggressive. However, the very features that make it look cool also make it one of the most difficult Harleys to ride. The Breakout features a very long wheelbase and a massive 240mm wide rear tire. While this looks great at a bike show, it creates a motorcycle that is not as forgiving as other models like the Softail standard. The wide rear tire wants to keep the bike upright, meaning you have to use more physical effort just to lean it into a corner. At slow speeds, the Breakout can feel awkward and heavy. For an older rider who might have back pain or reduced upper body strength, wrestling a Breakout through a series of tight turns can be an exhausting experience. We're moving into the heavy hitters now. This next bike is a full dresser that weighs as much as a small piano. Number 5. Harley-Davidson Ultra Limited. The Harley-Davidson Ultra Limited is the quintessential full-dresser touring bike. It comes packed with every feature you could want for a trip across the country, a full fairing, an infotainment system, and enough luggage space for 2 people. But all that luxury comes with a massive physical penalty. The Ultra Limited weighs close to 900 pounds. In the world of motorcycles, that is an enormous amount of mass to balance on 2 wheels. At highway speeds, it's a dream, but managing that 900 pounds in a parking lot or at a stoplight requires significant skill and leg strength. For many older riders, the weight of a full touring bike becomes the #1 reason they stop riding. Parking lot maneuvers aren't just difficult, they can be dangerous. If you hit a patch of sand or a slick spot at a stop, there is almost no chance of stopping a 900-pound bike from going down. If 900 pounds wasn't enough, the next bike on our list is even more expensive and even more difficult to handle. Number 4. Harley-Davidson CVO Road Glide. The CVO, Custom Vehicle Operations, Road Glide is Harley's top-of-the-line masterpiece. It's beautiful, expensive, and incredibly heavy, weighing in at over 900 pounds fully fueled. The defining feature of the Road Glide is its massive shark nose front fairing. While this fairing is frame-mounted, which helps with highway stability, it adds to the bike's overall bulk and length. For a new or returning rider, the sheer size of the front end can be intimidating and can make it difficult to see exactly where your front tire is during tight maneuvers. The CVO models are premium machines where the cost of mistakes is incredibly high. Dropping a $45,000, 900-pound motorcycle is an expensive lesson that takes all the fun out of the ride. We're down to the final 3. If you've ever owned one of these heavyweights and have a story to tell, good or bad, drop a comment below. Your experience could help another rider make the right choice. And don't forget to subscribe for more motorcycle deep dives. The top 3 starts with a muscle bike that is so powerful it's been described as binary, either you're cruising or you're launching into orbit. Number 3. Yamaha VMAX. The Yamaha VMAX is a legend in the motorcycle world, but it is one of the least suitable bikes for an older rider or a beginner. It was designed for one thing: dominating straight-line performance. It's a muscle bike with a 1,200 cubic centimeters V4 engine that delivers a violent surge of power. The VMAX is famous for its V-boost system, which creates a 2-phase power delivery. Below 6,000 revolutions per minute, it's manageable, but once those secondary valves open, the power becomes explosive and binary. For an older rider whose reflexes may not be as sharp as they once were, this sudden surge of torque can be terrifying and can easily lead to a loss of control. Handling-wise, the VMAX is not built for agility. It is heavy, over 600 pounds, and has a narrow turning radius. It doesn't forgive mistakes and demands constant respect and high physical strength to master. The next bike shares a family name with our last entry, but it's even heavier and more complex, making it a whale of a problem for those with weakening hands. Number 2. Harley-Davidson Road Glide Ultra. It shares the massive heft of the CVO and the Ultra Limited, weighing between 800 and 900 pounds. One of the biggest real-world challenges with these massive touring Harleys is low-speed handling, which demands a high degree of clutch and throttle finesse. If your hand strength isn't what it used to be, especially since some modern heavy hydraulic clutches require Hulk-like grip strength, a 900-pound motorcycle is a recipe for a tip-over. As we age, managing a bike that is vibratory and leaden can become more of a chore than a pleasure. And once a bike this heavy starts to go, there's often nothing you can do but watch it fall. We have reached number 1. Before we reveal the most intimidating bike for older riders, make sure you've hit that subscribe button and the bell icon. We want you to stay informed and stay safe on the road. We have reached number 1. Number 1. Triumph Rocket 3. The number 1 motorcycle older riders should think twice about is the Triumph Rocket 3. This is not your average cruiser, it is a power cruiser that features a 2,458 cubic centimeters engine, the world's largest production motorcycle engine. The Rocket 3 delivers massive amounts of power and a staggering 166 pound-foot of torque. To put that in perspective, this bike has more twisting power than many small cars. For a rider who wants a safe, predictable experience, the Rocket 3 is a different animal entirely. It can be incredibly intimidating to ride, especially at low speeds and in tight corners. The sheer size of the Rocket 3 is its biggest hurdle. It has a wet weight of over 650 pounds, a long wheelbase, and a very wide frame. Managing this bike at a stop requires immense physical strength and sound footing. Owners have noted that it has a huge turning radius, which can be frustrating and dangerous in tight situations. As one experienced rider put it, a big, heavy, and fairly powerful bike like the Rocket 3 is definitely not a good bike to learn on, and it may be even worse for an older rider looking for a manageable, stress-free retirement hobby. As we get older, the best motorcycle isn't the one with the biggest engine or the most luggage space, it's the one we can actually control. Safety studies remind us that head injuries are the leading cause of fatalities, and wearing a compliant helmet is the best protection you have. But even better than a helmet is a bike that doesn't fall over in the first place, because it's a better match for your physical abilities. If you're looking for a bike that is easier to handle, consider the Harley Softail Standard. It's balanced, manageable, and much lighter than the touring models. Retirement is for enjoying the ride, not wrestling a whale in a parking lot. Choose a bike that earns your respect through its handling, not just its size. Thanks for watching. Ride safe, ride smart, and we'll see you on the next one.